let's wrap it up. We're gonna go through some products. We actually picked them all up and tried them out ourselves. So here are some of our feels on these patches.
So we tried about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we tried about 5 different patches out there. We tried the 2 versions of Hero Patch. They have an original version and I believe a Mighty Plus or Invisible Plus. We tried the Zit Sticka Micro Dart. We tried the Neutrogena. And we also tried the Starface. So we're going to go through each of these and kind of give our takes. Gloria also tried them, not necessarily from an acne breakout perspective, but more from a use perspective. So let's start with Hero. There's 2 versions. I don't know if Gloria, you had any feels here.
Well, to me, I think this is one where maybe when I tried it, so the Hero was actually the first one I tried because it's just such a classic and popular one. It was the first one I tried, and I think that was before I because I wasn't evaluating it for acne, I wasn't sure what I was looking for. So when I tried the original the next day, I was like, I mean, it's okay. It wears fine. It sticks well without. I forget about it, which I think is the point of them.
Yes, very good.
And the Mighty one to me felt just a hint stickier. It might be my skin, might be what under it. But then afterwards, for both of them, I was like, I think it was fine. And yeah, and I will say, even though because they're my first one, I didn't really have a frame of reference or comparison, so I didn't have a lot of thoughts about it. It actually really set the standard in terms of how I evaluated the rest of the batch.
Okay, so I think like ultimately the 2 are pretty similar. For me, I actually felt like the original was good enough for me. However, I could see the Hero Patch Mighty being more useful for very raised lesions. It just has that flexibility that I think for those kinds of scenarios could be very helpful. And I could see why it's considered the more like premium or invisible version. But if you have more of like a more flat scenario, I actually think it ends up being more noticeable. So it really just depends on what your breakup situation is like. Okay, next one. Zit Sticka Micro Dart.
I don't love this, but I'm not sure how valid my opinion is because on my skin, it felt a little irritating.
Interesting. So yeah, I think like you can definitely feel the dart aspect. For me, it wasn't irritating. Did it do anything on a breakout? Not really either. Again, we're just not really going to rely on these for that topical actives aspect. So I think for me, I would say you don't need to splurge. This is actually way more expensive. It's $16 just for 8 pieces, whereas the Hero Patch, the Hero Patches are like $13.99, $12.99 for a 30 count. So it's quite a price difference. So I would say it is more luxe, but not really necessary. And it's not invisible. So if that's something that you are looking for, I would say it's not the most. It's still quite noticeable.
All right. Next.
Neutrogena. All right, Gloria. What'd you think?
I hated this one so much.
Me too. Me too. I have it here. It actually looks really similar to the Hero Patch ones, but it's actually very different. And yeah, why don't you tell me, Gloria, what you didn't like about them? See,
so first of all, different. I think for me, all of them I evaluated based on how uncomfortable it is, like when do I feel the need to peel it off. And Neutrogena, I was like, I want this off my face like 4 seconds ago. Like it was the minute it goes on, and there's like hardness to it. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like I didn't really like.
I think the general feel is it feels cheap. It's the gel is not as cushiony. It's actually, when I visually looked at it, it's thinner. I don't know if I can show you, but it's actually thinner than the Hero Patch. So I was thinking, oh, this should be less noticeable. It's actually not. It's not as flexible. It feels stiffer, like Gloria said. So this just really doesn't. I would say you don't need to. It's actually not even that much cheaper either. It's $10.69 for 24 versus $12.99 for 30. So you're not saving that much here. So I would say not our favorite. That's probably my least favorite. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gloria, Starface. Do you have any feels?
No, that one I feel, at least my wear experience, I felt very on par with the hero in terms of wear, use experience. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is pretty similar. It's on par. It's actually cheaper, $11 for 32. I just feel like I just don't think either it's my age, being in my mid-30s, or what. I don't know if I'm either cool enough to wear this or I'm too old to wear this. Okay, and let me just, I'm going to do a test with you, Gloria. All right, guys? And for people who are listening to the audio of this, I'm going to place this on specific parts of my face, and you tell me if this is cute or not, okay? So if I can break out right here. What do you think? Cute? Works?
Sorry.
Okay. So that's one. I placed it on the left side of my forehead. Okay. So that's where it is. Okay. So let me try another one. Okay. I'm gonna put on another area that I typically break out. Okay. This I'm going to place on my nose. Can you take me seriously on a Zoom meeting call, Gloria?
No? I really love the marketing around Starface.
It is so good.
First came
it is
out.
Awesome.
And I think like for teenagers, for people in school, it's pretty cool. And then I totally understand it. But yeah, I agree on Victoria. I think I would want to ask her if she's okay.
Right? Like there's a point where this is okay. Like I think the forehead, I might be able to get away with this. But I swear to God, if I just show up and I think if it just is in the wrong location of a breakout, you might not be able to look. You might just see star. You just don't see my face anymore.
You don't just see me anymore. Yeah. I am just my zit sticker.
Exactly. I am just my star. So, and it doesn't allow for you to wear multiple ones, right? Like, I think if I just... Right?
Oh, yeah.
Two, it just doesn't work. Right?
I think one's a statement, two is you cray.
So, anyways,
Also, I feel like they remind me, if any of you out there watch anime, it just makes me feel like you're trying to cosplay as Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. Oh. And you couldn't find the right stickers, and you're like, this will do.
Also a very gnarly character, so probably not something you really want to cosplay as. But yeah, so anyways, that's our takeaways. I hope that's helpful when you guys are out there, wanting to grab something really quick. I honestly think this could be a really helpful category for people who are as big of face touchers as I am. I think just have a good understanding of, healthy expectation of what this can do. And that's really it.
Definitely. Sorry, I was going to say I think when we're sharing the data, it sounded a lot more depressing than we really wanted to sound. But the whole takeaway is they can be helpful, but they're probably not helpful in the sense that you're expecting, and they don't replace your topicals. But it can definitely be something that you have in your arsenal in a pinch ready to go, especially for those like really raised ones.
Yes, exactly. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. We definitely want to know if you guys have other product categories and realms you want us to try out and really debunk. Let us know. If you are looking for a hydrocolloid patch, the best thing is get a coupon. Don't get the Neutrogena one. Ultimately, that's really it.
Neutrogena was the second one I tried, and I was like, I don't have it in me to try the other ones. It feels like that.